Good morning, everybody on IG. Good morning, everybody on Facebook. And good morning, everybody on YouTube. My name is Kimra Manuti. I am an intuitive ascension coach. I am speaking to you today on my podcast, also known as Gaia Soars. And we are today going to do a channeled live on the topic of unpopular opinions and the ascension process. Okay. And this is the first time, guys, I think I'll be on IG and you can actually see me decently. So please hop on, say hello, do what you can do. Feel free to interact. So we're going to do a channel live today, which means I'm just going to free flow about what my guides want me to talk about. And they want me to talk about some unpopular opinions because a lot of things have come to my attention this week that I just don't understand. And it comes from what I am seeing from other people who are not doing their due diligence and are doing a lot of spiritual bypassing and are not actually doing the work that they need to do in order to be, in order to actually go through the awakening process. Okay. So with that being said, I don't see anybody on here live yet, but I don't really care. I'm just going to put this message out there. You guys are more than welcome to hashtag replay and let me know when you've caught the replay of this. And yeah, and that's it. Okay. So let's get rolling. First and foremost, I want to address the unpopular opinion of the unity consciousness. Okay. And unity consciousness may not be, hi, Elaine. Unity consciousness may not be an unpopular opinion, but the way to get there is. Okay. And the reason that I'm talking about this is because there were some people who were going back and forth on my page the other day about whether or not you can talk about the prejudices that are happening in our world today and still be part of the unity conscious. His concept of unity conscious had him thinking that we can't talk about the prejudice and racism that is happening in this country if you live in the United States. Okay. That is incorrect. That is called spiritual bypassing. In order for us to get to unity conscious, we have to heal the parts of us that are divided. And that is why you're seeing what is going on the news today and what's happening in the world today. Because unless we talk about all of the injustices, and mind you, I'm not saying that we should spend thousands of years just beating the drum of the injustice. We need to talk about the injustice, apply some healing to it, put some fixes in progress, and work with those. And then we can start moving towards unity conscious. You can't just be like, hey, I'm ascended, I'm love and light, and now I don't have to do any healing around racism. That doesn't make any sense. Racism has been alive since the inception of mankind for the most part. Why? Because that's part of how we operate. It's part of you're not the same and I'm not the same. Okay, cool. But to get to unity consciousness, you have to admit, I am not the same as you. And perhaps because I'm not the same as you, I may not see things the same way that you see things. I may not have experienced the same things that you have experienced. So therefore, our perspectives and our lived experiences are different, and that has value. Okay? That has value. And to tell people that their lived experience doesn't matter because now we're all love and light, that is spiritual bypassing. Because you are negating the things that brought the person to the place where they could be compassionate enough in their awakening to be of service to you. Okay. So I want you to really think about that when you are on your ascension pathway, right? A lot of people are just like, oh, okay, I'm awake now. Okay, you're awake now. What do? Your awakening, your ascension process is about learning about you. It's learning about your hurts. It's learning about your purpose. It's learning about where you need to go, who you need to help. And the person you need to help always starts at home. It always starts right here. So whenever you're going elsewhere, you're screwing yourself. Okay. You have to start at home. Now, in the very, very beginning of your awakening process, you're not going to trust yourself. I get it. Because crazy things are actually happening to you and people don't believe you and you don't know who to trust and you don't know who to talk to. Okay. This is why I'm an Ascension coach. Bonjour, Farah. So this is why I'm an Ascension coach, because when I woke up, nobody believed me. Everybody humiliated me, and they put me in a mental hospital. Okay? There's nothing fucking wrong with me. I'm an extremely powerful psychic healer. That's what's wrong with me. Okay? If you want to know. And with that being said, there's a lot of bullshit that I am watching that is really distressing me. And you can thank this Aries full moon for this rant. Okay? Because I have an Aries rising and I'm not with the bullshit. So I'm just going to call it out now. All right? Things that will screw you at the beginning of your ascension process. The twin flame thing. This twin flame thing, I almost never speak about it because it's a rabbit hole that takes people off of their path. And someone who is in a twin flame relationship right now is probably going to argue me down. I don't care. I'm not here to talk about that version of it. Okay? I'm here to talk about the people who are experiencing the first half of their awakening process, and then they have a mental connection with someone that never shows up in the physical, that ends up causing them physical, mental, emotional distress and keeps them in a loop that does not allow them to move up the ascension process. A lot of people are falling into this twin flame black hole, and it fucks you. And it's not a good idea. What you want to focus on is balancing the masculine energy and the feminine energy within you. If you heal you, then you will attract a healed relationship. But if you don't heal you, all you're going to do is complete this cycle of an empath narcissist relationship over and over and over again. And you're going to drag yourself down. You're going to drain yourself. You're going to exhaust yourself. And you're going to be sitting here trying to help everybody else. And you won't be able to fucking help yourself. And you're going to wonder why your shit sucks. You're going to sit there and cry about how part of the awakening process means that you can't have any money and you got to be poor forever. Fuck that. Fuck that 6 times. You have a limiting belief related to money mindset, and you need to address it. It costs money to live in this world. You must have money to live here, okay? Now, once you start healing yourself, money shows up. Why? Because you're on your path. You're speaking to your truth. You're on your purpose. You know what you're supposed to do. You're trying to help the right people, which means they can change themselves, and then we all get better. My motto is heal yourself, heal the world. What does that actually mean? It means that you are an energetic, vibrational being. And when you affect change in yourself, what you broadcast is then more beautiful change. As you change yourself, you affect the area around you. The better you get at it, the further your ripples go. The more you ripple, the better it gets. That's the goal. It's not for you to go wake anybody up. It's not for you to save anybody else. It's not for you to sit there and kill yourself and be broke and hungry and at the mercy of assholes. That's not what the plan is. And I keep seeing all of these different fucking crazy things, and they're not the plan. And you don't have to take this from me. If it doesn't resonate, perfectly fine. Go do that other shit. I'm not hurt. Okay? Because I had to go do it myself, and I'm a super stubborn person. So I went and did the stupid twin flame thing, and it was fucking trash. It wasn't even true. And then what happens, what's crazy to me, is that Spirit put a message out last June that said that any false twin flame contracts, soulmate contracts where you are not getting even energy, all of those were nullified last year. And yet still, people are holding on to things that are dragging them down, draining them, crushing their souls, and making their lives miserable. The theme of 2021 is surrender. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. It's surrender. It is surrender to the life that you're supposed to have. It is surrender to the truth of your shitty relationships. It is surrender to the fact that you're not living your right life. It's surrender to the fact that this system isn't working. The fucking The fucking political system isn't working. The healthcare system isn't working. The school system isn't working. Your home system isn't working. And your job system isn't working. Nothing is fucking working. That's why we have a pandemic. Okay? The pandemic is because nothing is working. And all of you want to go backwards into the shit that does not work. It cannot be. Spirit will not allow it. Please let go. Please let go. Because if you do not let go, Spirit will force you to, and it will be 10 times worse than what you actually needed to do. Please. Some of you do not realize that if you do not let go, you will simply die. It's not this spiritual awakening is not a nebulous thing in the mind anymore. 3 years ago, we thought that's what it was. That is not the case anymore. You must choose. When you choose, you save yourself. Grieve the past. Let it go. Get a coach. Hire somebody. Get a therapist. Get a psychiatrist. But when you do that, do your fucking research. Do your fucking research. And make sure that the person that you're speaking to has a pot to piss in and a concept of what they're doing. Actually has the integrity to give a fuck about you, is actually going to take you from point A to point B the way they said that will. That's what you need to do. You can't just be like, oh, she looks like she cares. No, she doesn't. Okay? There's a lot of people out there who look like they fucking care, and they're selling you $11 hexes that are fucking your life. And they don't know the basics of a spell casting circle or nothing. Nothing. It's crazy to me. And I've been watching it all week unfold with the end of this retrograde. You can't just hire anybody, people. You need to hire people with results, or at least someone who you fully resonate with. Okay? What else is going on there? The pandemic, right? People are arguing about whether to get vaccinated or not vaccinated. Do you know that you can get vaccinated and get rid of the vaccine in your body any damn way? Why are we arguing about this? If you were educated enough about how the body worked, you would not argue these things. What you need to do is actually do the research for yourself. Is this right for me or not? That's what your due diligence is. Why are you all over other people's business? That's not your fucking business. Everybody needs to learn to mind their business because they're not. They always want to mind their business in the weirdest times though, right? So look, there was a post on Facebook the other day about a girl being raped on the subway and nobody did anything. You want to mind your business then, right? But when someone tells you to kindly put a mask on because that's what the establishment has asked of you, then you don't want to mind your business. But you're going to mind your business while bitches are being raped on a train? You want to mind your business when someone is being disempowered and beaten and hurt, but you don't want to mind your business when your so-called rights are being threatened. You don't want to make the hard choices, right? People are like, how dare they make me quit my job? How dare they? You have a choice. In all of these things, you have a choice. And you need to be more empowered about your choices so that you can make the choices you need so that you can survive this, okay? The reason that they're making these mandates for your job is because you're not supposed to be working for these fucking people. They don't fucking like you. I don't know why you think this. I don't know why you think your job actually cares. They don't. I don't know why you think the government cares. They don't. I don't know why at this late stage you feel that any of these people are on your side. Nobody is in it for you. This is a money thing, which is why you need to have money to be clocking people and making moves and dodging and moving. So you can't be broke and contend. You can try. But what I'm seeing right now is that if you're struggling financially, they're crushing you worse. So you need to make yourself be a part of what is known of the 5D timeline of abundance. And how do you get on that 5D timeline of abundance? Well, you do that by healing yourself. Oh my God, here we are full circle. You have to heal yourself, okay? And you do that by actually setting boundaries, doing inner child work, hiring someone to help you, going to a fucking therapist, admitting your life is shitty. Just start there. Admit that there's things in your life that aren't good. Do something. Do something. Like, I don't understand. You cannot go on TikTok and be fucking watching TikToks for 3-4 weeks and think that that is the actual that's the actual work. That's not the work. That's not the work. Oh, well, I can't afford it. Well, if you can't afford to invest in yourself, why would you expect for anybody else to invest in you? It doesn't work like that. You're over here pouring from an empty, broken down, beat up, fucked up cup. And you want people to pour into you, but you can't even hold it. They can pour into you. You can't even hold it. You just can't. And it's a hard truth. Nobody wants to fucking talk about that. Nobody wants to know, oh, yeah. Oh, people want to say the law of one means that you don't have to have boundaries. Everything's okay. Evil and good is everything. Yeah. No. The law of one means that you understand the other side. But it doesn't mean that you allow yourself to be fucked over. Stop it. That paradigm is gone. Okay? The age of Pisces was related to the delusion that we had to suffer in order to reach the kingdom. That shit is done. Okay? Leave that back there with my homeboy Jesus, who I love. Okay? That's not what we're doing anymore. We are healing ourselves and we are matching energy. You give, I give. Okay? Not you give, I take. I take. No. You give, I give. I receive, you receive. This is an ebb and flow of positive reinforcement. And it starts inside you, because if you can't even say nice things about yourself, how the fuck you gonna say nice things about other people? You're not. Okay? It's just not gonna happen like that. So all the time, you're sitting here going through this ascension process and you're going down rabbit holes. You're ignoring your path. You aren't doing the work with people that are actually invested in you getting to where the fuck you got to go. You want to sit here and waste time being like, oh, limiting beliefs and money. I don't need money, and money is the root of all evil. Who told you that? The colonizer told you that. The Christian told you that. The people who came and forced their way onto you, they told you that, embedded it into your thought patterns, and now you're fucking broke and they're fine. Time to switch that. Now, today, okay? That's what it is. It's time to switch that now, today. If you're not letting go of what doesn't serve you, if you're not trying to get and do the work, if you're not educating yourself about how to do things, like, I don't know, you want to be a witch? Good, be a witch. Hi, Jane. Please be a witch, because guess what? Now there's all of these opportunities for you to be a witch, but don't be a fucking pointless basic bitch witch that you see on TikTok because you read a couple of TikToks and now you're a witch and you can start charging people. No, the fuck you can't. No, you can't. You need to learn how to draw a proper circle for protection if you're doing witch work, okay? You need to start with the basics. Everything that you learn has a basic starting point. If you're going to do that, fucking start there. And then don't think that you can do work for people till you put in a little bit of time. Okay? Okay. So let me tell you about my background in spiritual work so that you can be clear about where I come from. I got my first crystal at the age of 9. Okay. And when I got my crystal at the age of 9, it was a rose quartz. It was about self-love. And at that same time, I was gifted with all of my psychic powers and was able to hear the earth cry. Okay. I heard Gaia crying at that point at 9 years old, and nobody else could hear it but me. And you know what that did to me? That set me down a whole path of depression and anxiety. So you know what I did? I picked up an abnormal psychology book at 9 to figure out what the fuck this was all about. Unfortunately, that wasn't the right book for me. Okay? That wasn't the right book for me. What I needed was a spell book and something from old Judaism on energy. And if I'd picked up the book of Buddha, it would have been way better. If I'd learned about Buddhism, then it would have been way easier. But anyway, fuck that. Right? So this is how I do it. Then when I'm 13, I pick up a pack of tarot decks. I get cards because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to understand. I know there's stuff on the other side. I know that, right? So I've been playing with crystals since I was 9. I have been with psychology since I was 9. I have been with tarot cards since I was 13. And then through that, I have picked up the rest of my energy healing. Reiki, all of the voodoo work that I do now, work with the Orishas. I'm about to start down another pathway to get sanctified and ordained as a Santeria priestess in the religion of Lukumi. Like different things. Like I'm doing the work. I'm in the middle right now of doing an intuitive life coaching program. It's a year, 50-hour certification. Like I've invested thousands of dollars into my craft. Why? Because this is my craft. I don't have other choices. I tried it the way other people wanted me to try it. And you know why I'm so about who I am right now? Because every single time I tried to do it the way society wanted it, my parents wanted it, other people wanted it. You know what happened to me? I got fucked. Literally. I got raped. I got beat. I got humiliated. I got all of these fucking things for not being who I was. So now I am 1000% Kimra. And fuck you if you don't like me. And don't come around me with that bullshit and all of that. Because I disempowered, disenfranchised, and gave everybody everything they wanted to my detriment, to my hurt, to my heart being broken and trampled and stomped on. So if you would like to continue down that pathway, by all means, keep letting people tell you who you are. Keep wasting time looking for love in all the wrong places. What you need is here. It's in your heart, with your higher being, with your source, with your God, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm not sitting here arguing with people about words anymore. Where do you feel the love? Okay? This is where you go to find the truth of your healing to set yourself free. Please, for the love of God, do that shit today. We have a full moon coming tomorrow, and it is the perfect moment for you to release the rest of the shit that you thought you wanted that you don't fucking want. You need to get to your heart. You need to find your heart space and really go, hey, what am I doing that's not serving me anymore? Can you tell me so I can stop it? I know I'm afraid to look at this. That's what shadow work is. I'm afraid to look at this. Yo, guys, I hurt myself. Yo, my chest is red. I got really passionate about that. Look, like, you guys, you're going to lose things in the ascension process. It's not easy. I'm sorry. It takes a long time. I'm sorry. But the reason that it doesn't get better is because you don't clear the things that you have to clear. I know you don't want to hear that. It's fucking true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've had a horrible ascension process. You guys think my ascension process was easy? You don't get this level of certainty without suffering, okay? And a lot of suffering. And I have suffered a lot to sit here and tell you these things unafraid, unabashed, and unworried about whatever the fuck people think, okay? But this is real shit. You got to get down and you got to get dirty and you got to look at your shit. And you got to find someone who will hold space for you and who truly is understanding of how hard it is to do this work. And who's not going to tell you, oh, but it's easy. Oh, but just try this. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. You have to sit in the shit to get it done, guys. Okay? You have to. And just falling into a relationship is not going to do that for you. I promise you. It's another distraction. It's another distraction. Okay? This is a very strong moon, guys. It's a very strong moon. It's a great time to do banishment spells if you know them. If you don't know them, holler at your girl, guys. I do rescue and reset cleanses. I do freaking banishment spells. I do all manner of things. I just customize them to my clients. So if you need a spiritual bath, like whatever, guys, just book a session with me. Let's talk about it. I'm going to be doing sessions here until the end of November, since November is my birthday. Apparently something I'm not seeing. November is my birthday. And for my birthday month, I will be doing all of my stuff at this price for the last time. In December, all of my prices are going up. Okay? All of them. My readings are $111 for an intuitive guidance reading. It's going to be $77 for a a card reading, comprehensive. Okay. And I'm being dead serious. Like, this is the last time you're going to see these prices from me, because I'm really sick and tired of people coming back to me a year later and being like, Kim, I can't believe it. This actually happened. You're 100% correct. I should have listened to you. You should have. You should have. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you didn't listen to me, because your life is fucked right now. That sucks. Okay? So, because I care, because I have integrity, because I'm not here to fuck people over, I'm willing to sit here and say these unpopular things to you. Okay? And, you know, if you would like to work with me, my door is open. I'm taking clients again. I had to take some time off because, boy, the shadow work this year was fucking harsh, wasn't it? It was harsh. They dragged stuff up all the way from childhood, all the way, dragged it all the way out. So, you know, here's the thing. I'm 1000% behind all of you guys doing the work. But if you're not doing the work, I'm not your person. All right. Go hang out with somebody else, because you have to make the hard choices to get what you want. You have to trust spirit to get what you want. You have to take the leap to get what you want. You have to be uncomfortable to get what you want. But some of y'all are just sitting in misery and not doing shit. There is a difference. Okay? So, I think that's all the shit that my guides wanted to put out there today. Let's see, what did we talk about? We talked about the pandemic. Oh, I almost forgot one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, your children are part of the spiritual awakening. Ladies and gentlemen, your children are part of the spiritual awakening. I'm going to say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, your children are part of the spiritual awakening. They do not need to go to these schools, because these schools are not helping them in their awakening process. They're working against the intuitive nature of your children. So you're actually doing them a disservice by keeping them in these schools. All right? Let me just explain that to you. My kid has not been in a regular school since the pandemic began. I tried to put her in during this year for the pandemic. I thought she was going to be okay, because they were forcing us to put people back in school, and I was going to send her. She made it to one day of school, and on the third day of school, guys, she tried to kill herself. Okay? I want you to understand how difficult that is as a parent. And I want you to understand that my daughter is highly gifted. She is having her own spiritual awakening at the tender age of 14. Her third eye is wide open and blasted. Okay? Hi, Svetlana. And that is not, these schools are not conducive to your children. These schools are not conditioned. They're not. They're just not conditioned for your children, guys. They are not meant to deal with the awakening symptoms that they're going through, the ascension symptoms that they're going through. Your children are sensitive to these freaking energy waves. Sometimes they are just as exhausted as we are. They can't go to school when we can barely go to work in the awakening process. And you need to be there for them. And bullying is shit for psychic kids. My daughter's been bullied multiple times, and your children will be bullied also. Why? Because they are bright lights, and bright lights draw attack. Okay? There's a Haitian proverb. Okay? And what that means is you don't throw stones at a mango tree that's bare. Why? You only throw stones at things that have value. So your children are being bullied because they have value, because people can sense their light, because people understand their joy. People can sense their gorgeous energy just streaming off of them. And then people attack your children for that, and they attack you for it. It's because your light is so bright. It's because your energy is so delicious. And so they come and they try to beat you down so that they can dim your light. Okay? So they can dim your light. And your job is not to let them dim your light. Not only that, your job is not to fucking let your kids' lights be dimmed. Okay? So you need to really pay attention. This system is setting you up for them to fail, because then they don't have the emotional stability. They don't feel like they're heard. They don't have the way of learning that is best for their psyche. And they have to be on some fucked up schedule that doesn't make sense at all. learning shit that's totally irrelevant. We all know that. How much of you guys are using stuff? I can tell you the way the United States is run, nobody is using 7th or 8th grade civics or American government. Okay. If you could just look at the way people vote, you could understand that, because they don't understand how the freaking voting system in America works at all. So with that being said, like, your kids, y'all. So many people got sidetracked on this QAnon thing talking about, oh, they're stealing kids. They're stealing kids. They're stealing kids. They're raping kids. Yes, they are. And guess who they are raping and stealing? Your fucking kids, the ones that are in your home, because you're not paying attention to them. You're letting them watch all types of shit. You're letting them watch things that horrify them and make them more depressed. You're not watching their social media. You're not letting them experience life appropriately. You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem, and you won't admit it. So then it's your kid's fault. It's the teacher's fault. It's society's fault. It's all this other shit. I saw a post the other day. This lady said that she's upset because high-grade marijuana killed her son. He was addicted to it for 5 years and had to get on antipsychotics. He was 19 years old when he committed suicide. I have a question for you, ma'am. And I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't valid. What you're saying is potentially completely valid. But I have a question for you. What did you do when your son was 14 and you found out that he was really depressed? What did you do about that? Did you handle his mental health at that point? Because it seems to me that perhaps that's not what happened. Perhaps. And you're blaming the marijuana. Okay? Because I know my 14-year-old just tried to kill herself, and we went into full lockdown in this house. Full lockdown. Reiki energy every day. Fucking diet changes. Fucking medications. She's got a coach, a therapist, a psychiatrist, a fucking chiropractor. People need to take responsibility for their fucking actions and stop blaming everybody else for what the fuck is happening. Stop it. Just stop, please. All I'm seeing is a bunch of you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Point those fingers back at yourself. Whenever you feel like you need to point the finger at someone, point it back at yourself first. Look and see how you interacted. Were you being passive aggressive? Did you not tell somebody your need? Huh? What's going on? What's going on? Okay? I'm telling you, you have to lift your kids up in their decisions, and you got to be their advocate for them, and you got to make choices that aren't with the grain, yo. That aren't with the grain. If that means you got to take your kid out of school, take your kid out of fucking school, bro, because that shit is not working for you. You're hurting your kids. Stop pointing fingers at other people, yo. Point those fingers at yourself and figure out how to make your shit better. And I guarantee when you improve, everything else improves. That's what I tell my clients, and it never fails. Why do I tell my clients that? Because I did it for myself first. I don't tell people anything that I have not done myself. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, you guys. I'm not perfect. I fuck up at a lot of things. I tell you that all the time too. I fuck up, but let's fail forward together. Okay? Let us fail forward together, because the things that are hurting you keep you from receiving the things that you want, need, desire, and deserve to enjoy. So it's to your advantage to tackle these things so that you can feel good about your life. I mean, I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, like, look, I've invested money into all types of things, but I also have a fuck ton of experience, guys. I am blessed that my spirit guides, my ancestors, my angelics, my galactics, they come because I'm a channel, and they're able to come and just tell me what I need to do. They teach me all manners of things, and then I have to go find out later from humans. Yo, what is this thing that the spirit taught me? Is it an actual thing? And then later I find out, yeah, it's an actual thing. Oh, did you know that there's such a thing as turquoise angelic healing? I learned it. My spirit guides taught me. I went on the internet and was like, oh shit, that's a thing, you know? So I have all these things in my spiritual toolkit that I utilize when I work with people, but they were taught to me by spirit for the most part, and whatever else I couldn't find, then I went and I got human people teaching. I read books. I watched videos. I got a coach. Okay? Elena, you're still new to channeling. No, you're not, girl. You've been channeling a lot longer than you think. You just don't realize you're channeling. And a lot of people do that. And Shungai is really good for Shungai is good for detoxification, protection, and for grounding. Good for grounding. Shungai, it's always good to have. You can toss it in your water bottle, put it in the water. You can put it under your bed, next to your bedside, under your pillow. Speaking of crystals, here's another unpopular opinion. Let's just, oh my God, I got all these crystals. I think I'm addicted. I must be a witch. I must be like, oh my God, this is so cool. Hi there. Could you just please learn at least about the one crystal that you have? Or how about this one? Oh my God, I keep seeing this angel number. Why don't you fucking look it up? What is going on? Like, I don't understand why people are like, I've seen this angel number for a full year and I still don't know what it means. What is stopping you from hitting the Google button? The fuck? I don't understand these things. Elena, did you just say you just healed your ovaries? Nice, girl. We gotta talk about that. Oh, and Teresa says, Shungai is good to take to a concert if you're an introvert. Thanks you. I will bring that out next time. I appreciate that, Teresa. Yeah. Oh my God. So look, all of these things, guys, all of these things, like if you would just learn about the properties of the items, of the things that you're doing, you would learn, and then you would be more aware, and then you would have a clue. It's crazy to me how often people will rely on someone else to educate them about something that your spirit guides brought to you. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Your spirit guides brought you XYZ and you didn't follow up on it. I don't get it. I guess they do wait for the information to be handed to them. Well, good. Look, here is me channeling that your spirit guides are fucking tired of you not following up on your own shit. That's your message from your spirit guides. Okay? That's your spirit. That's your message. We're tired of you not following up on the shit that we've been telling you repeatedly, over and over again. The signs aren't going to get signier. We've been giving you the sign. In fact, we're just going to it's going to be repeated because you're not listening. You're not listening. And guess what? I'm not going to be wasting my breath telling people to do their homework and look at things from going forward. Okay? If you need to understand something from me, you're going to have to catch it on a live, or you're going to have to book a session. Why? Because I'm honoring myself in my business and my job. Okay. My real job is to be an ascension coach and guide people through their ascension process when they work with me. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and be talking to you in my DMs at all hours of the night. Ooh, let's talk about that. Unpopular opinion. My business page and my personal page are both business pages. So when you think that you can message me, whoever you are, these are guys and girls, it's the weirdest thing to me, at 10:30 at night, at 2:30 in the morning. Those are booty call hours, y'all. And if you're new to the game, you may not know that, but let me put it out there for those of you who don't understand that. Those are booty call hours, okay? Anybody who messages you at between 10 o'clock at night and 6 in the morning, okay, is looking to fuck or scam you, okay? So why are you in my inbox? Please don't be in my inbox unless you actually need help. I don't understand it. Like, I just don't understand it. I run a business. Those are not my hours. I'm not talking to customers between 10 p.m. at night and fucking 6 in the morning. Not unless you live in Hong Kong. And guess what? I'm not on social media doing it. I have a Zoom for that. Like, what is going on in people's minds? Why? Because they don't have boundaries. I'm not going to answer you in the middle of the night. Please don't bother me. Unless we're actually friends and I'm up talking shit to my friend. But you are not my friend. I don't even take phone calls after 6. You have to send me messages via social media or email because I don't take calls. I schedule calls and I speak to you at a scheduled time. Okay, that's how I operate. So I really don't get it. I really don't get what people are doing out there. So I'm just putting this shit out there because I see that people don't understand and they don't have manners and they don't have a concept of how a business is run or who these people really are. Look, I may not be a person who has 20,000 followers. You know why? Because I got integrity and I don't just say whatever I want to say just so that people can pay me bullshit. Okay. I'm consistent. I say what I'm going to say. I speak the truth about what I believe and I put out quality content. So my page is building slowly. I don't freaking pay for ads or whatever. I don't even pay for people to come talk to me. I know that the right people will find me because that's what I put in my heart and that's what the universe is doing for me. All of my clients that are necessary, I don't even advertise for them. They just show up because they need me and I'm available and I'm the right person for them. And that's it. And that's it. So if you need me, I'm available. I've got some client calls that I can take this week. I've got about 3 open slots. If you want to do a clarity call with me, guys, you can just send me a DM or you can send me a DM on Facebook or IG, or you can email me at silverliningspirals.com or at Gmail, silverliningspirals@gmail.com. I'm over here trying to type it in the chat and obviously I can't type and talk. Okay. So I don't know, guys. That's the end of my, right. I have a request for a job interview on a Sunday at a late hour equals booty call. Right. Like people think they are so like great at hiding this crap that they're saying. This is really, really insane to me that I just don't get it. Like, please be respectful, guys. People are super disrespectful. But guess what? If you disrespect yourself by answering a conversation in the middle of the night, you open yourself up to that sort of disrespect. I want you to understand how you are partaking in the energy by doing that. Nobody likes to say that. When people come on my page and say all types of dumbass shit, I make a point and then I watch to see if they're really being like shady or not. You know what I mean? And if they're being shady, they get removed from my page. Like, period. Like, you're not going to sit here and be disrespectful on my page, but I have other people who handle you too. So I don't have to argue with you and I'm not gonna. A queen doesn't argue with peasants. Understand that shit. And I'm not a queen. I'm a goddess. I don't sit here and waste my time talking to people who are not going to fucking benefit me because that's an uneven exchange of energy. And you might want to call that selfish or narcissistic or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's called matching energy. All I do now is match energy. If your energy is bullshit, don't expect me to respond to you. Just don't. Just don't. Okay? That's it. Like, I'm not responding to people with bullshit energy. It's unnecessary. I don't have to. I can be okay without you. Okay? And I will be okay because every time that I honor myself, I receive more. And that's what I want you guys to understand. The more that you honor yourself and honor your boundaries, your cup is capable of receiving more. But when you're dishonoring yourself, that shit is just vomiting up all of your goodness and everybody else gets to take advantage of it, but not you. I have done that for way too many years in my life. I refuse to do it any longer. I understand my worth. If you would like to learn about your worth, please join me as a client. I'd be more than happy to take you through my program and help you get set up with excellent self-love, self-worth, and self-esteem. And you get to learn about your spiritual process and maybe even learn some basic spiritual witch 101 tricks. Up to you. Okay? But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the longest live I have done in a really long time. Just want to thank you for joining me on another episode of Gaia Soars. This is my podcast, which has to do with the practical application of spirituality. And also brought to you by this angry Aries full moon, where I hope that you will do a banishment or a binding of some sort to keep yourself in check or to keep the people that keep coming at you and gnawing at your energy, to keep them away from you. But do something, yo. Fucking save yourself this full moon. Please and thank you. All right? Because nobody's coming to get you but yourself. So at this point in time, you need to have a come to Jesus moment with your inner being, your soul self, your divine self, your whatever the fuck self. Get in there and have a conversation about how we're going to get us out. Okay? Because the girl who came and got me 8 years ago is this bitch. And I'm grateful to her. I'm fucking grateful. All right, y'all. It's Kimber Minuti, Intuitive Ascension Coach. Always a pleasure to share with you what my guides have to say. I'm glad we could have this little chat today. Please feel to subscribe to my YouTube channel or like and share this post with whoever or anyone. And if you guys are on Indigo Rising, I'm sorry I didn't see any of your comments, so I'm going to go check them now and I will respond to them. You guys have a wonderful and blessed rest of your day. Happy early full moon. The full moon will be full tomorrow at 10:56 a.m. I'm going to post some awesome pics of the moon that I got last night. Peace.